No.
No? Why is my video not showing? Here we go. Dude, you know what this is? Do you know what this is? Can you hear it?
Yeah, but I don't know.
No? Listen to that shit. When I am king, you will be fast against the wall.
Is that you? Tony Jones.
That was the record player. I had the record player going.
Dude, who was that?
Hang on.
Who was that?
I gotta get the MIDI controller.
That was you?
No, shit. Are you joking? That was Radiohead. If that was me, I'd be a millionaire.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't put it past you, brother.
Want me to throw it on right now?
The stuff I was hearing today was really fun. Like, really fun.
Tell me if you can hear this right now. Can you hear this? Can you hear that?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Listen. This is me live right now. Let's go.
We're doing a live show.
Watch. Ready, watch. I'm going to cycle up. Cycle up, and then I'm going to hit the fucking drop. Ready? Ready? Here we go. Here's the drop. Okay. Yeah! You hear that tip? Take it down. I'm going to hit all these clicks right here. I already pre-selected all this shit. I'm going to drop it back into that. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, right on beat. Here we go.
What are you playing the music through? Like 6x9s?
I already set it all up.
I know, but what kind of speakers are you hitting it through?
This is the Mac. This is my laptop, bro. You in your underwear?
Oh, these are biker shorts.
This is how I jam all night, man.
Do you ask a girl in her bikini if she's in her underwear?
Kill it.
I need one of these.
Yeah, dude. Listen, so the wife's out of town. She just got a promotion. She's all over the place. She's having a great time. She's doing her thing. So I got some free time to just jam out. I got some time to do whatever I need to do. But this little ass controller, dude, I mean, it's as light as a feather, and it just plugs straight in. You can see the little plug just plugs straight into my USB port, and I got Ableton, and I just jam out with this little thing all day. I just load clips. It's the shit.
You got that, and then you got Ableton. So, like, I'm not sure enough to know about Ableton. He's got the gear.
I got the t-shirts already. Hey, listen. When I was younger, right? You know, when I was a badass baseball player, you know this.
Yeah, you were. You were a beast.
Yeah, that was my thing. That was my claim to fame was baseball lore. And I remember a couple of coaches pulled me aside because I was this size. You know, I was just fucking stacked and packed and racked when I was like fucking sixth grade.
Grown man.
Yeah. And these guys are like, dude, this is unfair. I remember Eddie Maine's dad saying, this is unfair. You know, this dude's a grown fucking man playing against these little kids. This is unfair. Yeah. And so honestly, dude, like I remember somebody pulled me aside. They're like, you want to be a Major League Baseball player? Here's what you have to do. Okay. They're like, you have to eat, shit, sleep, breathe, fucking baseball. And I'm like, it's that crazy? And they're like, it's that crazy. You have to your whole life will revolve around baseball. That is it, man. And I'm just like, I like to skateboard. I like to do other things. I don't know if I could do that, you know?
Shitty advice.
Yeah. And they're like, that's what it takes. And I didn't understand what they meant at the time, but now I get it.
Well, that's why it was shitty advice. You got to speak to your crowd.
Well, now I live, eat, shit, and breathe whatever I get into, because that's the only way that I can, like, deep dive into it.
Sorry, I didn't let you complete that shit, man. I was pissed at them. I was pissed at that guy.
No, it's all good, because that was my first instinct as well.
Yeah.
Fuck that dude's advice. You know what I'm saying? But now I understand what he meant. And what he meant was, you have to go balls deep. That's what I always say. I'm going to go balls deep into this. I'm going to, you have to wear it. You have to use it. You have to own it. You have to write about it in your journal. Check this out. So I went to that Fish concert. I laminated. Well, I didn't laminate. I just put a clear piece of packing tape over my journal. You got this too. Bang. Some of my daily journal shit with my affirmation and stuff like that. The thing that I always preach to everybody. I really do it. I just don't talk the talk. I walk the walk. You could see every fucking day. And what's really cool too is I got this thing called a 5-year journal. It's just a Q&A, a 5-year Q&A, right?
This is good.
So what this thing is it asks you the same question on each day over 5 years. And you just put whatever year you're in. And then you answer the question. So like today's question was, let's see, September. What is today, September 4th?
Yeah, September morn.
So the question of today was, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Tell me what you think, Joel.
Where do I see myself in 5 years?
Yeah.
I see myself working pretty much from home 100%, spending some time with Payne, probably half the day, him doing school. Well, he'll be 8 by then, I suppose. So we'll be doing some sports.
That's how it is right now. So boom.
We'll be doing some sports, dude. We'll be taking some trips and, teaching him some stuff. And hopefully Jenny and I, will get some time to, by then we'll have some more time to like spend some time together, which would be great.
Boom. Love it. So mine was something like this. I said, working somewhere else, shooting music, working out, the usual, still going.
Nice.
So like I kind of got the flow, so I was just like, I want to keep that flow going.
I like that, dude.
You know what I mean?
I
know that there's going to be other things going on, but I'm like, the usual is going to still be in play. I'm still going to be working out. I'm still going to be making music. I'm still going to be doing my thing. I'm still going to be shooting photography. I'm still going to be doing all that. But, I'm still going to be in the flow.
I like that. You are in the flow. Hold on a minute. I got it. So, all right. No. I like that. The one thing that I see, and I think I said this before to you, it's hard for me to go straight all in balls deep because I feel like there's things that I won't be able to do. And because I'm not sure of the timing, but when I'm watching you, you're going like a month to 3 months, not with photography. But I don't know. I feel like you're going a month to 3 months, like these dives kind of, and I've only seen it really twice. So it's hard to say it's a pattern, but it gives me confidence because I was like, oh, I really only have to go deep in this for like, it might only be a month. But in my brain, it's like, oh my God, it's going to take so much away from where I'm at.
No. Yeah, like you have to give it time. Like I like that quarterly thing. That's a good call. And obviously, you're going to figure out whether or not you can fit it into your life, or if it's for you, or if it, sets off some alarms in your head. Like this is the thing. If you give it 3 months, 6 months, a year, like photography for me has been like consistent since like November 2017. So almost 2 straight solid years.
What do you mean consistent? What does that mean to you?
Like I carry my camera around with me no matter what. I'm always taking pictures. I'm always posting. I'm always doing something. I'm always thinking photography related. Like I said, live, eat, breathe photography. And over the past 2 years, I've done that. And I've kind of morphed and I've kind of learned so much, about like the social media game. I've learned so much about like, the eye, like using software, using tools, using technology, yes, it's possible. Yes, you can do it, which opened up a whole bunch of doors, as far as like, other options like music, like, whatever, like podcasting, just that photography, dopamine hit opened up so many other doors. That's why I was able to just say, hey, you know what? I always wanted to do a podcast. Well, dude, I was able to jump into photography and get 2,000 followers on social media, no problem, like that. There's some blueprint I'm, forming or creating or something like that. Let's just use the same thing. And the blueprint is pretty much just work your ass off,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. So the variable, or like the big one, is the individual, right? So you're Tony Jones. That means something to me, and others obviously see that. And so whatever that may be, not everybody has that. So then I think that's where the positivity angle comes in, because, or they don't believe it, or they don't know themselves yet. And so then the positivity, actually, now that I realize it, is like, that's the part that if you're missing like self-belief and doubt, like you push that, because then stuff will start to come to you. You might not be as jaded now. You're open. Now you're open. And then you're saying, oh, and now all of a sudden you're grabbing others and say, come on in. Now you've totally transformed.
Look, it's not that bad. It's not as crazy as you think. It's way more accessible than you think. It's way cheaper than you think.
It's still hard work though. It's hard work being positive, not being positive to the, you know what I mean? But being like, to keep putting yourself in the situation, to keep trying to sometimes scrap an idea, but stay okay with it.
You can't dig your heels in. That's one of my main things that I learned from messing around with the stock market is right. You can't dig your heels in. So like you can't become emotionally invested in something. Like, for example, if I go out and I spend a bunch of money buying, some gear, some software, some stuff like that, and I try to make some music and I just don't have it, and I can't get it. It's not for me, but I tried, I gave it my all. I wanted to be a music producer. I really put some time into learning the software. I can honestly say that, because a lot of people will give up not putting in their full effort. But if I really put in my full effort and shit just doesn't work out, if it's just not for me, then you have to switch gears. You have to sell this shit. You have to take that money, then reapply it to something else and try another avenue. And I think that that's totally okay. And nowadays you're afforded that opportunity because you can do stuff like eBay or Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or all these places you can resell shit if your idea didn't work. So why not go for it? I mean, honestly, for example, I'll throw it out there. So when I started fishing and I was in love with fishing, I was a co-angler forever. And I was like, man, shit would change if I got a boat. But I was in no place to get a boat. It's super expensive. I didn't know where to start. I didn't know how to run a boat. I had no experience with anything like that. But I got into a situation where my buddy was like, hey, this guy's going to, put up his boat for sale. He's 70 years old. He wants to get rid of this shit. He's going to offer it for a song, $10,000. This thing is, the engine alone is worth $10,000. And I'm like, dude, I'm not in the market to buy a boat. And he's like,
but I'll take it.
He goes, this is not about being in the market to buy a boat. He's like, this is like a free rental for as long as you want. And then you could turn around and sell it for 10.5, and come completely stock clean. And I'm like, okay, let me go check it out. So I check it out. Obviously, I didn't know what the fuck I'm even looking at, but I bought it anyway. So for $10,000, I bought this freaking boat.
What was it?
What's that?
What boat was it? What was it?
It's my bass boat that I have right now.
What's it called? What's the name? I mean, what type is it? Was it a Ranger?
Yeah, it's a 19.5-foot Nitro with a 200 Mercury engine on it. And this thing is money. It's a 597 tournament ready bass boat, kick ass, trolling motor, electronics, everything was good to go. I did some work myself, but it's like one of those things where, if you put in a little bit of money and you do it right and you wait for the the right deal or the right timing, you can invest in a hobby and you can take a chance. And at the same time, then if it's not for you, or even if it was for you and you still want to flip it then later on, you can make your money back. You can invest in your next level. You can, there's so many options. If you're not lazy, that's kind of my point. If you're not lazy, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's why coaches make money, because they help people figure it out. They're like, dude, I don't even know where to start. They're like, okay, like truthfully, they don't even know where to start. They'll start looking for used boats online, but that's maybe not what even they need. You know what I mean? Some people just aren't sure of that. Buying a boat makes that happen really quick. So you also then have to become a captain because you're like, well, you got to know the spots now.
Right. No, there was tons of other shit, like just like you said, like how to launch, how to load, how to start the boat, how to troubleshoot the boat, how to fix problems, how to
fuses fucking all the time.
Yeah, like how electronics work. I can't tell you how much I learned about like how simple like electronics and shit, batteries and shit, like how all of that worked. I learned it all because I just went in on this boat and I was just like, okay,
So that's funny because I was talking to my mom tonight and she's like, man, I want to sell my house. And I was like, well, fucking sell it. And she's like, well, I don't want to put it on now because when the people come in the backyard, fucking leaves are everywhere. And I don't want them to see that. And I was like, I won't take that much off the house. She's like, no, I'll tell you what, when I came here, I didn't see a leaf. I mean, they had it pristine, and I never even thought that this place with all these trees, though, was just going to be covered with leaves.
And it would be a pain in the ass.
It would look like a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So, but people don't tell you that when you buy a boat. You're like, yeah, you're going to be cleaning. You're going to be you're in the bilge, and it's going to get whatever, blah, blah, blah. You're going to pull it out. You're going to forget to strap it in. It's going to fall off. You're going to be like, holy shit. Like, you're going to forget to put the plug in.
Yeah. I just had that happen to me 2 weeks ago. And I was like, no big deal. I didn't even have the truck pulled out yet, right? So I turn it around, and I put it back on the trailer, and I pull it out, and there's fucking water coming out like a sieve. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I pop open the back hatch, and I look into the battery compartment, and that motherfucker was this close to the contacts. I was like, whoa! And this dude that's pulling his boat out's like, man, it's a lot of water coming out of your fucking boat. I'm like, you're telling me, bro. Hey, time out.
Yeah, I got a really quick one, too. I have to tell you when you come back. I need water in here.
Hey, Pilka, you listen to my podcast?
Not recently.
You should have, because you fucking won the Jocko Willink book, motherfucker. For real, I'm not even joking. I didn't fix this thing.
I trust you. I know you would never do that. Did I really?
You're not. So what I did was this. I did, and then I'll let you go into your doozy, like you said. So I got on the podcast yesterday because I did it. No. Yeah, yesterday because it was Tuesday. I took Labor Day off. I did it Tuesday. No, because I had Dakota. I'm like, fuck the podcast. Dakota's more important. You know the drill. And what I did was I before the podcast, I even recorded. I'm like, I'm just gonna do this now so I don't fumble this around, on the mic. And so I was like, okay, I got 6 people. Joel, you were number 6. So I went on Google. I Google search, random number generator, and it lets you set a minimum and a maximum for, values. So I set min at 1, max at 6, because I had 6 entries. And you actually commented twice, but your 6th entry was when you were like, I'm in. And then your 7th entry was something like, oh, this is a great idea or something. But I hit it one time. And 6 popped up, and I was like, oh, who's that? So I went back because I didn't even really know. I'm like, oh, it's fucking Joel. I'm like, oh, this is perfect, dude.
This is great. Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, I can't even believe this shit. But I'm like, it's all good. You know what?
Hey,
tell me your doozy.
Chances were good. I mean, I had good chances. But you know what? I'm not a guy that wins a lot of stuff. So I'll take it. It's going to be great. Yeah. Talking about boats. So I had a boat right when Jenny and I were dating. I decided to get a boat, and we drove down to Kentucky because I found one online somewhere.
Yeah.
And so I went down there, and I don't know if I was looking around Lake Cumberland or not, but my dad took me like smallmouth fishing on Lake Cumberland. And like then we went trolling for stripers out there. It was a great trip, man. Great trip. Oh. And I was a kid. So we get this used boat, and and then it wasn't like really what I saw. And the guy's like, "Oh, I thought you were gonna be much older, man. Your voice is so deep on the phone." I was like, "All right." Then we get into this like cabin cruiser. We're like checking this one out, and Jenny comes. I think it was Jenny, but comes out of like the from underneath, then the doors were kind of not, bang, like snap one off. And I was like, well, we'll pay for that. Guy's like, fine. And then all of a sudden walks me in the showroom and sells me like a 20-foot brand new fucking like $18,000 boat. And I just like wrote him a check and we have a boat. So we just take it out.
Was it like just like a cruiser or what kind of boat?
It was like a sport ski boat, but it wasn't like full ski. Like it was just kind of like half and half, It was kind of really a dumb purchase because it was like a mix. I mean, it was a standard boat and you could go, with like the swim thing on the back.
Yeah.
20-footer or whatever.
Yeah.
And so anyway, we had that for a while, but we were living in Wakanda and we're coming out of the lake and Jenny's like in the boat, right? She drives it on the, what?
What lake?
Bangs.
Bangs, baby. Yes.
Bangs, dude. What do you think? Like, I was reliving my childhood. I bought a house right there. Jenny and I moved in, got a boat on Bangs Lake. I was like, I mean, that's where my dad, it felt cool. It felt nice. The house was great. But we're pulling out right behind, like, what's that place? Or Lindy's. Like, coming out of Lindy's.
Yeah.
And then he pulls the boat onto the thing, and like she's in the back, and I just like start driving it out, right? She's like back there, and we're like back there fucking around. We're like, yeah, she's like standing in the boat. I think we have some friends around. It might even be raining, actually. And then we're like, what the fuck is that noise? Fucking thing's still running, like
out of the water.
Yeah, just stupid stuff, like
irresponsible boat owner.
Yeah.
What's crazy is I hang out with the owner of Lindy's Landing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Doug Niggemeyer. He's one of our buddies that goes up north with us to Door County, and we all fish up in Sister Bay there.
Oh yeah.
I was telling you, if you ever get a shot to get out of Dodge, when you get a shot to get out of Dodge, because this is going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's in the middle of winter. I don't care if it's summer. I don't care what the time frame is. You let me know. I got a place up in Sister Bay. Me and you. We'll bring all the music gear. We'll bring, you can see, hang on.
Dude, I'm working on being flexible here. That's like my goal is I need mobility.
I don't know if you've seen this bad boy.
I need mobility.
This is one of my babies. I just redid it.
Pick them up.
Yeah, I just rebuilt her.
So now you're rebuilding guitars, he says.
Yeah, I just rebuilt this shit and restrung it and everything.
Give me a lick.
But mine's electric. You can't hear it, unless I plug it in.
Well, I mean, come on. What are we doing here? Is this a music show? I think we just started a music show. You started off with some electronic.
But I have an audio interface for my computer that I use for the electric. That's why I'm able to play the electric more than the acoustic. Well, I mean, obviously, I could probably play the acoustic too, but you're able to plug this bad boy in, and then you can use any cabinet, any kit, any tuning, anything like that you want. It's insane. Like I could drop D this thing even if I play, in regular tuning, and just cycle shit to see how it sounds. I don't have to. I'm not committed to anything. It's just nuts, dude.
Not committed to anything.
If I mess up, like let's say I'm playing like a chord progression or something, and I mess up, I can just go back into Ableton and just fix it. Just be like, oh, I wanted to put my finger here instead.
Wow.
Yeah.
That'll be fun to play with, man.
What's that?
That'll be fun to play with.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you right now, you will have a freaking blast with this program. I'm telling you, dude.
So what do we got cooking? You sent me something today.
Well, I'm just figuring out the software still. Like here, I'll show you real quick. I got this.
What you sent me today, we could. Oh, he's deep in the tabs.
Yeah, and I got the tabs all set up.
How much time do you have on your hands? This is the thing. I need to know how much time you have.
Well, I mean, honestly, like when I study this bad boy, I do the full on college style.
Yeah.
Dive. And I'll show you real fast where I'm at. But honestly, I highlight shit and stuff.
Yeah. So, but how much time do you have to your hobbies, your passions,
for example,
brain.
For that book right there. So I go to pick up Dakota because I have dinner with her on Wednesday night. So I go to pick up Dakota. So I get down to Orland Park and I have to leave a little early because it's a long ass drive and I don't want to be late. So I'll bring this book with me and then I'll be 20, 25 minutes early to pick up Dakota. So I'll just sit in my car and just go through this book and just read, and then, you know, kind of just remember things and take, you know, like the highlighter, like I said, or tabs or something like that. So then I can directly apply it to the software when I get back home and I have more time later in the evening. So like, for example, last night I got home, or let's say I stopped working at 5:15. At 5:30, we took Hunter around. We take him for a 3-mile walk every day, as long as it's not super shitty. So we get back around like 5:30 at that point, or 6:30 at that point. We'll eat dinner till about 7:15. Then I'll clean up, do the dishes, do a bunch of chores, stuff like that, till like 7:45, 8 o'clock. I'll talk to Dakota on the phone, or I'll see her. So like 8:30, 9 o'clock, I'll set my little thing up here, or I'll go and I'll start developing film, or I'll plug in and start, you know, processing pictures in Lightroom, or whatever I'm doing that day, even if it's just playing video games or whatever. I kind of go with the flow. I don't have too much of a schedule as far as that's concerned. It's whatever I'm feeling.
Yeah.
But I'll just use that time from maybe 9:30 to midnight to do whatever it is that I want to do as far as my hobbies, you know, are concerned. And then if I can't go to sleep, or if I'm still feeling the muse, I'll continue on until I can't keep my eyes open. Like last night I was fucking delirious.
Oh, I love those nights though.
It was like 2:40 in the morning or so, and I'm looking at my fucking watch or at my clock, and I'm just like, oh my God, dude, I should go to bed. But I was sitting there literally like jamming out, you know, because I'll like dance with my feet, you know, like here, if you can't see this.
See this.
You know, like I'll be like dancing with my feet, you know,
Yeah.
like this, while I'm playing this little keyboard when the beats are hitting, and I'm fucking dropping the drop, and, you know, and changing the change, and doing all this other shit. I'm just like, woo, you know, like with the headphones on, you know, I'll have the headphones on. It's 2 in the morning, and I'm like, you know,
that's
just
what I'm talking about. I need to get in some of that.
yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm missing from my life.
And it's dead silent when I take the headphones off, and I'm like, you know, like out of breath, you know, and I'm just like, damn, you know, I'm like, that was badass. Then I'll be like, shit, what time is it? I got a meeting in 5 hours. I'm like, fuck.
So what time? That's when what do you get up at? What time are you getting up?
Well, so yesterday, so I didn't go to bed till about 3, and I got up at 8:40, and I had a meeting at 9.
Where,
and
in your house?
A little delirious, but I was okay. I was
like
able
a video meeting?
No, I didn't have to show my face. It's just audio.
All right.
Yeah, because I work from the house, you know, and I just hang out at the house and do my thing here.
That's what I need, man. That's what I need. I had it for a long time, but you know what? Truthfully, I couldn't do it anymore, man. I was just burnt out of the phone calls, and being at home didn't help, because I was just like, you know, fuck it.
I hear you.
And so before it got, you know, to where, what's up?
I said eventually it gets to be the same way.
Yeah, and then I was just like, you know, I'm gonna find something else. And Jenny was like, yeah, you might want to be around some people for a while, you know. And she was right. It was awesome.
It is. I like that vibe. I like that energy of people. Hang on, I'm doing something really quick.
Yeah, you're good.
I like that vibe of people, and I like the energy of people, and I kind of vampire off that shit.
Yeah, dude, me too.
All right, so as we're talking, I'm gonna keep moving and shaking.
I got a great idea, dude. Do you want to hear something new?
Yeah.
It's not really, well, it's just an idea. That's all it is. So I wonder what it would be like for somebody to, let's say, picture a large gymnasium with nothing in it, like no chairs, no bleachers, no nothing. Basketball hoops are like all the way up. Everything's retracted.
Yeah.
Huge gymnasium though. And then you take your entire home, and somebody comes and they bring every single fucking thing in that house, and they put it in the gymnasium on the floor, and they spread it out. They spread it all out. They like take the drawer and they dump the drawer and put the drawer next to it, and they reassemble your home, but like, so you can see every junk drawer and everything you have.
Yeah, every single possession.
Every fucking thing, dime, every thin penny that you have. And your carpet, furniture, everything, yeah. And then walk around it and look at it. And then go up top like on a crane and look at it. And then start deciding, like, what you can just let go of right now. How much you want to take back with you.
Oh, here.
Because you don't have to. You can leave it all here.
Bullshit. I do that all the time. So here's all my bullshit.
Yeah.
I have it all in these bins.
Yeah.
That I have laying right here down in the basement. I'm in the basement. You can see my little staircase down in the basement. All my Amazon boxes. But literally, I do the same thing. I go through all my shit, and I try to carve out whatever I can in order to purge. I call it purging. And
but sometimes there's shit you're not even thinking of. You're in the middle of it. You're down. I mean, not even for hoarders, for like the average person.
Yeah.
And you know what would be cool is when you move into a home. I think I said this before, but when you move into a home, have somebody come in and say, "Look, there's going to be like, what are you, a family of 4? All right, there's fucking 8. There's 6 forks. There's 6 knives. Like you come in and everything's set. You don't have extra whatever. You have the shit you need to run a household.
Forks, plates, chairs.
But just the right amount. Like I have like 16 pint glasses. Like seriously, there's 3 of us. I need 6. Yeah, but they're all up in the cabinet. Like, I mean, whatever. Like there's shit for guests. I get it. But I just think in that, I mean, there's so much excess and so much stuff that is all it just becomes like in the way it's like dead weight somehow.
It is weight. That's why Steve Jobs and some of the other greats that you always hear about, they always preach minimalism. He had like a record player and a couch or some shit.
I mean, I think efficiency. I want it to be efficient, and then something that doesn't take away from your existence. When you open up a drawer, every time you're like, fuck this thing. Like can't even shut it. It's like, how many times are you going to do that before you just dump it?
Yeah.
There's,
like you always talked about with your sock drawer. I have that too with my shit in the office or, even in the kitchen, like you said, with Tupperware.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff like that. So I think that it's like a never ending battle with people kind of trying to hold on to inanimate objects that don't really hold any value. And that's why I love the purge thing. Like, that's why I always preach the purge thing. That's why I preach the resale thing. That's why, I think that honestly, if you can go through your shit and do like the first hanger move with your clothes, or just go into your basement and just Google search or go onto eBay and search everything that's sitting in there that's more than if you haven't touched it in at least a year, just sell it or donate it or do something with it. And honestly, it's like one of those things where you don't understand why it feels good, but it feels good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's weird.
Yeah, I like that stuff. Dude, what's interesting? Somebody must have said this or something, but I feel like it was whatever, is how we all kind of live like there's no tomorrow, but then we fucking hold on to everything like we're gonna need it one day. You're like, oh, can't throw this shit out because this light bulb or fucking weird battery I might need for the bathroom scale or something one time. Like, I don't know, but it's funny.
Right, and you just have to if you have to try to sell it. Like I try to sell things. If they don't sell, I donate them. If it's not something I can donate, I'll just throw it away. If it's not something I can throw it away, I'll pay for it to get taken away. Just because I want
get it out of here.
I want the space back. That's the key.
So
space back, then you can reallocate that space for something else. Whatever it is.
Activities.
You can turn it into a studio. You could turn it into a podcast studio. You could turn it into a place to play fucking ping pong. You could do
whatever. I got one for you. Okay, what about books? How many books do you have?
I have a shit ton. Rach just rebuilt a bunch of book cabinets, and we have like a library that we kind of put together when we combined all of our books. We took all of our duplicates, like we had Harry Potter's, we had a bunch of stuff that we had like all the Isaac Asimov stuff like that. We donated all the duplicates to the local library, but everything else we just put together in these bookshelves that Rach made. We have a shit ton.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's one thing that is hard for me to get rid of.
Yeah, books are a different story.
Yeah, even textbooks. Like Jenny's got a lot of her old college textbooks and stuff.
Yeah, Well, I was just showing you this too because I like these reference materials, and I kind of like Rachel's a big time. I'm a little bit more of a an adopter of like the Kindle style reading. Rachel's 100% books, tactile, physical, paper books.
Yeah, the last book I read was I think Atomic Habits. I think. It's that James Clear guy. Talks about real. He's not Atomic Habits, like huge, like minuscule, like go for a 2-minute run type shit.
Habits.
Yeah.
I thought you said heavens.
That too. So I think that's the one I read, but I enjoyed it, like I do. But it has to be a certain type of book. Even it just has to. It has to be one that you have to have. If it's got like, exercises or something, like not physical, but you know what I mean? Yeah, just
like a reference guide.
Yeah, like I want to put out a workbook of sorts. That's what I really want to do. Because remember, school you had the textbook, the workbook. Workbook was the shit. That had the things you could solve.
Interactive.
Yeah. It wasn't boring.
What was your last non-fiction book you read?
That's a good question, man.
Yeah, buddy.
Fucking. I don't even know if this is. Oh wait, what was my last?
Not fact.
So fiction book.
Is it?
Yeah, fiction.
Oh, fiction is fake. Yeah, fiction.
Yeah,
fiction. I'm sorry.
Yes,
I always get that fucked up. Fiction.
Fiction.
Non-fiction is like the guru stuff.
I love that you fucked it up. That was great.
I always fuck it up because I'm like, is it not fact?
Yeah, it's like a double negative.
Yeah, I'm like, no, it's fact. No, it's it's fake, not fake. It's not fake. I fucked that up so bad.
You're like at Barnes and Noble. They're like, yeah, yes sir, yep, yes sir, yes sir.
No, I don't talk to anybody because I'm embarrassed. so.
Oh no! See,
fake.
I fake. Well, I mean,
fake book you've read.
Let's see. Fuck.
That you enjoyed even.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what about Memoirs of a Geisha? That might have been nonfiction.
Is it?
All right, I read that. Otherwise, all my stuff's
like a fucking, like Lord of the fucking Rings, dude.
Yeah, no, I didn't watch that. I didn't do that. Then I would probably say Dan Brown. The.
Oh yeah. With Tom Hanks movies.
Yeah, those. Of course, we call them Tom Hanks movies. Dan Brown's like, fuck it. Yeah. What was it? There's Angels and Demons and the Da Vinci Code. Yeah. Sometimes I can hear you clearly, and then sometimes you're in a tunnel of love. Dude, look what Jenny got me for. I think maybe Father's Day. Is it backwards?
No. Looks good. It's only on a selfie camera that it turns backwards. Hang on, let's see if I can fix it.
You're a selfie camera. Can you see what I'm putting out?
Yeah, Anatomy of a Song.
Yes. Not yet, but did I tell you about this? It's like, these amazing hit songs, Marvin Gaye and all these stuff, and it talks like Please Mr. Postman, and it talks about the song and the time and like how it came through. Really chill. I haven't even touched it yet.
I love is back to the part one, where he's like, your brother Marvin Berry, what sound you looking for? Well, listen to this.
Seriously. We were just talking about Forrest Gump last night. What a great movie that is.
Ooh, can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
I just changed my microphone, but my speaker's the same.
That is a hook right there. I just changed my microphone, but my speaker's the same.
Yeah. Oh, you're using that, or is that just your baby on the side?
It's just chilling on the side.
Yeah,
so I found a Pro Tools interface, but I don't have the big thick cord. And then I have
the XLR.
I have the XLR cord. I don't have the cord to then put it into the back of the Mac.
So back of the Mac cord. Show me.
I got to put it in the Mac somehow. From the Pro Tools thing.
Like a lightning bolt or something, or USB, or what's the connection?
I don't know. That's the thing. I got to find that out because I'm missing the cords, but they're all in the garage. Ooh, what up, pup? Look at this guy. What
Do
is
you need
that?
something?
Looks like a bird dog, but I don't know.
Something? Hunter, do you need something? So you have to be perfectly chill to be alpha, to be the alpha male of the family. You have to be perfectly chill. You have to let him be able to sneeze in your ear. Come here. Come here. You want to be on the camera?
What up, Scrappy Doo?
Look at him. Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, he wants attention. He gets super, super jealous when he doesn't get attention. Because Rachel's out of town, especially.
Yeah.
He gets super jealous. Does my mic sound better or worse?
Better.
Dude, those sunglasses look like they're almost like a filter, like an add-in. They're hysterical.
Oh, they probably are. Oh yeah, it's like a toupee.
No. When they come down, like that video, like that meme where like some guy does something crazy and all of a sudden like the sunglasses come falling down. It's like, yeah, it's just like, yeah, and then the joints lands in his mouth, and yeah, exactly. That's what those sunglasses look like. Are those new?
No, I always wear Jenny's. Yeah, they're new. I always wear Jenny's like hand-me-downs, but look, these are like pimping. I mean, where are we at? Kid? Where are we at, kid?
Yeah.
We got fucking Versace.
Oh, son.
Damn.
Wait, put them on for reals again.
Yeah, I mean, they're straight.
Oh, those are fucking Terminator style.
Yeah, man, these are great.
I can see myself in them. Jenny, like that.
Jenny was like, I'm like, damn, dude, my stupid sunglasses broke, or I don't know where they went. She's like, here, just wear these. And I'm like, where the fuck do you just pull this out of?
Yeah, she's a sunglasses connoisseur. So am I.
Yeah, man.
I still, you know what? I still owe you. I was going to send you a pair of sunglasses. I still owe you a pair.
Oh,
yeah, I'm going to send you that book, though. I'm going to send you that book. You got to text me your email or your address. I know you did because I sent you some shit before, but do it again just so it's at the top of the heap because we text all the time. Yeah. So are you a big Red Hot Chili Peppers fan for real, or are you just sporting that shit?
Well, a little bit of both. It's a cool shirt, man. I mean, I love what it represents. I can tell you Miraz and Mark Wisniewski and I have sang Under the Bridge Downtown at the top of our lungs going to travel baseball games. But it reminds me of great times, but I am a huge fan, actually. But I would say, I don't know. Yeah, I am. I love the rhythm that they play with.
Oh, man.
The rhythms that they come out with. At the time, I don't think I appreciated them as much. But as I got older, I realized they were fucking badasses. There are some
I just remember.
Like Jane's Addiction.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Oh, my God. Jane's Addiction.
Jane's Addiction. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about?
Jane's Addiction was next level. That was like one of those things where like I wasn't into the cock rock, hair bands like Motley Crue and Poison and Def Leppard and like a bunch of those type of bands when we were growing up.
Sure.
I was like kind of anti them, and I was like all about Jane's Addiction. So like in my locker, remember back in the day, CDs would come in those long rectangular boxes.
Yeah, all the plastic
artwork on it, and you could break it open and pull out the CD out of the top, and it was kind of anchored. Well, I would cut out those boxes and I put them in my locker on the door, when you swung it open. And in my door was just Ritual, Low Habitual, and Nothing Shocking. Those are my 2 album covers in my door in my locker for all 4 years of high school. And everybody always was like, man, like I don't understand the Jane's Addiction thing, because everybody was so cock rock. Yeah. And I'm like, trust me, Jane's Addiction is going to change the world, blah, blah, blah. They didn't end up changing the world. Nirvana did.
Well,
but,
I mean, they did.
But here's the craziest part. So 1994, right? Let me go back real quick. So Jane's Addiction, I fell in love because I played ball as a freshman on varsity. And I remember running into guys like Brian Masco and Harry Brody, and there was a bunch of guys that I hung around.
They're like 3 years older than you, so yeah, they're right in it.
Yeah. And I just remember listening to Rush. I remember listening to Red Hot Chili Peppers. Brian Jameson, Mike Sloan. There was a bunch of guys that listened to Red Hot Chili Peppers. I remember standing in center field as a freshman because I was kind of like one of the guys that didn't really get to play. I just kind of hung out and saw what was going on. But when you were shagging balls and shit, these guys would be singing "Suck My Kiss" And what else was it? Blood Sugar Baby. She has it. Sex magic. Sex magic. Blood Sugar Baby. You know, like they would sing all these songs, right? And I would just get into it with them because it was just amazing. And then I bought the album. I listened to the album, and I was like in love with the Red Hot Chili Peppers because it was like the thing, you know?
Yeah, totally.
And that album like was one of the albums that defined my youth. And you know, after you know they kind of progressed and became what they are today, it just stuck. You know, like everything that they did, the transformation, like the changes, their growth, their progression. You know, Anthony getting off of drugs and becoming like the genius that he really is, and and starting a family and doing all the things. He kind of grew up with us. You know what I mean? Like that was like so did Eddie Vedder. There was a bunch of those type of bands when we grew up. But I remember 1994, I am one of the star baseball players now because I'm a junior. You were a senior. And I'm on the field. We're getting ready for a game. And one of my best friends was Mitch Cross. Do you remember Mitch Cross?
Totally.
Yeah,
totally.
So Mitch Cross was one of my best buddies because we loved music. That's our bond.
He was
and
fun.
Mitch Cross and Joe Perone, hardcore.
Joe Perone, I love Joe Perone, man.
Yeah. And his dad was a genius baseball coach, and his brother was playing in the minor leagues at the time, and his brother would come back home and teach me pitches. That's why I was so fucking incredible, was because I had a minor league dude teaching me in his basement. Like nobody understood that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we got tickets to go to Lollapalooza 2, the second Lollapalooza ever.
Yeah.
And the headlining band was none other than Nirvana.
Wow.
And the other headliner at Lollapalooza to make it Lollapalooza was the Smashing Pumpkins. So this is the second Lollapalooza of all time. The first one was Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, and those guys. The second one was
that was when it was like at Alpine or something, though.
It was at the World.
Oh, it was at the World because
Yes. This was before it would transition to Chicago.
Yeah.
Well, actually, like you said, before it transitioned to Alpine, before it got canceled, before it transitioned to Chicago and became the fucking mecca that it is today.
Yeah.
The second Lollapalooza, 1994, at the World Music Theater. We're going to see Nirvana. We're going to see the Smashing Pumpkins. There was a bunch of other kick-ass bands on the bill. We're fucking jacked. We all get tickets. Everything's good to go. A week before the concert's going to happen, I'm warming up for this baseball game. It's the springtime, right at the end of the school year. We're about to go see the best show of our lives, and Mitch Cross comes running up to me, and I'm hanging out over in the bullpen. And he's like, "Jones, come here." And I'm like, "What's up?" He's like, "You're never going to believe this, man." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Kurt Cobain killed himself."
Oh.
Like, what? And he's like, "Yeah, dude, Kurt Cobain killed himself." And I'm like, "Shut the fuck up."
Wow.
And and then the news came out. They canceled, obviously, and the Smashing Pumpkins became the headliner. We still went and saw the show, and when we were in Arizona visiting you and hanging out for the bachelor party and stuff, I saw Marty Ray, and me and Marty Ray were talking about that concert because Marty Ray's the guy that drove to that concert, and I remember meeting like J.J. Meyer there and a bunch of other, older guys there and stuff like that. And it was a blast, and I had a fake ID too.
Was the night before the show?
No, it was like a week and a half before the show.
So it was Smashing Pumpkins, Beastie Boys, George Clinton, the Tribe Called Quest, Green Day,
I mean, dude,
Lips,
it was
Verve.
stacked. And Nirvana was supposed to fucking headline that.
Far Side, yep.
Yeah, dude.
Wow. Cypress Hill, the Black Crowes, way down the line. Wow.
Listen, I'm telling you, it was
awesome.
Still one of the fucking best shows we ever seen.
Look at that.
Of all
That's
time.
Great lineup. That's like 4 Hall of Fame bands, like right.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And then imagine throwing Nirvana into that.
Yo, man.
And when did Kurt Cobain die? When did Kurt Cobain die? Let me see.
I don't know. I didn't get to that. I was still in that lineup, but
Kurt. Let's see.
That's crazy, man. I mean, I hung out with a girl in Nashville who worked for
April 5th. April 5th is when he died. So when was that concert? Maybe a month before or after then? It wasn't April. It was probably in May or so. When was that? Or maybe even June. It was a couple months then before Lala.
It was dates July 7th to September 5th. It says
of 1994.
94. So July 7th, I suppose. It's not a fucking month long, 2 months long.
Yeah, so it was right after that, pretty much. Yeah, July 7th. Well, that's when there was a bunch of Lalas, I guess.
Yeah, it said Nirvana was scheduled to headline, but eventually pulled out.
Yes. You reading it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rumors,
because
amid rumors
Kurt died.
Yeah, it says amid rumors that the band was on the verge of breaking up, frontman Cobain was found dead. So,
That's it.
so
How crazy is that?
I worked when I lived in Nashville. I met this girl, and we were writing together. Her and she worked for Geffen Records at the time.
Yeah,
David Geffen.
That's the Doors, baby.
Yeah, so David Geffen was the guy above these dudes, and she said she was actually like either talked to him on a plane or was like on a plane with David Geffen at the time.
Sure.
And she made it sound like, it wasn't what we think it is.
Probably not.
Yeah, like I don't even know what to say to that, but she was kind of adamant that, somebody probably just blew his head off. He didn't do it.
Well, I guarantee that there was something going on there, because there's no possible way that a guy who was turning the corner like Cobain was, according to some of the shit that I've read, some of the shit that I've seen, he was, like cleaning up his act and finally figuring it out. And I think have you seen the new Black Mirrors?
No, I haven't, man.
So one of the new Black Mirrors is about Miley Cyrus.
Really?
And it's about Miley Cyrus being a pop star.
Yeah.
And about like the manufacturing of a pop star. And
I gotta see it. I can't wait.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. So pretty much Miley Cyrus is now growing up. Just it mirrors real life, So she's growing up, and she's like, I'm kind of fucking sick of this manufacturing bullshit. Let me experiment and kind of do some stuff on my own.
Yeah.
If I want to play a sad song, that's okay. Like if I want to play something that is from the heart, that's okay. Back the fuck off. I don't have to always be so positive here. It's kind of bullshit at this point.
Yeah.
And then they're like, no, you don't understand.
Its course.
We have a fucking cash cow here. You're not fucking deviating from this and deciding to go experimental so that we can, sell 500,000 and become nobody, And so her team was like, fuck you. You're not doing this. And she's like, I'm fucking doing this. And they're like, no, you're not doing this. And she's like, I'm fucking doing this. So her manager, who is also her aunt, who raised her, everything like that. I don't even know if I should give this away.
Yeah, go for it, because I think I know where we're headed.
So her aunt, I don't even know if you know where I'm headed. This is Black Mirror, motherfucker.
It's a good point.
Yeah, I was about to drop some crazy ass shit on you right now, man.
Well, then don't do it. Leave it. I'll go see it.
I'm gonna cliffhanger your ass.
You
go watch the Black Mirror episode with Miley Cyrus. You will love it, Joel.
I'll watch it tonight. I'll watch it right now. I'm gonna get off here.
Yeah. Don't let me keep you.
No,
Obviously, we have 1,000 conversations we can have. We just love bullshitting, but honestly, check that shit out, and you will absolutely love what they end up doing in that situation, which is kind of what you were just talking about, but to the extreme, to the Black Mirror extreme,
Dude, I love that they get to take that and explore those things, because I think so many times you can go down a rabbit hole in your brain and you'd be like, I would love to show that to people. Even if everybody's been like, oh yeah, we all thought that too. Or this guy's fucked up. It's like, Stephen King, well, I didn't think of that. But I don't know. That's fun. Hey, I wanted to talk about that music, man. Like, what do you want to do with that?
So my idea was I need help from everybody. So music isn't just about me. It's not about using a piece of equipment. It's not about a DAW, a digital audio workstation. It's not about going to a studio. It's not about playing guitar. It's not about anything. It's about starting something and letting everybody else kind of give you feedback or input or add to it. Yeah. Or get involved, collaborate, whatever it is. I don't care. Like, to me, so many people run into the problem of like
trying to create hits or trying to make something that's popular or trying to fit some mold or trying to do something that is going to make them money or successful, whatever that means. There's always an agenda tied to a lot, not everybody, a lot of people's music, right?
Yeah.
They want it to be, even if the agenda is, I want it to be good, whatever the fuck that means, there's an agenda tied to it. When I create music, I want the music to make my fucking feet move like I showed you. Like, that's my goal. It's not to be famous. It's not to be rich. It's not to be the best Ableton user. It's not to be the best MIDI control user, piano player, guitarist, singer. It's not to be the best of any of that. It's just to be able to get something going that makes my feet move, and it makes me want to fucking punch the air and shit with fingers and stuff. And then I'll send that to you, and then you're gonna punch the air and shit, and you're gonna be like, yeah, you're gonna start dancing. You're gonna fucking throw something down. Something's gonna happen. If it doesn't, that's good too.
Yeah.
There's always gonna be another song that you're gonna be able to punch the fucking air to, and then eventually something's gonna happen where you're gonna be able to send me some shit back, and then I'm gonna take that shit and I'm gonna do something with it, or I'm just gonna use it.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna bounce that shit over to Dave, and I'm gonna say, hey Dave, check this out. Joel threw this fucking vocal track down. Here's the beat that I got. I want some real bass lines. Can you do some real bass lines for me?
Oh, yeah.
And he'll be like, yeah, for sure, man. So then, boom, I'll patch in some real fucking bass lines. I'll compress it, do some shit with it. Then I'll be like, hey, you know what, Joel? I love your vocals, but I want you to overdub the vocals exactly like you did it before, so we can have that, like, that full fucking sound.
Yeah.
Just overdub your vocals, and then you'll send me the overdub. Then I'll go over to fucking Marco. I'll be like, Marco, you know what I want you to do, dude? I want you to fucking just hit some pads for me. I want you to do some drum work. Just give me some beat. Give me some kind of rhythm here, and I'll quantize, and I'll do the rest. Just give me a beat, So then, I'll just go around and facilitate, some collaboration. That's kind of it. And I don't care if you rap to it. I don't care if you sing to it. I don't care if you're like, I can't do anything with it.
So
You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. I put some vocals down on my phone today for what you sent me. And so
sure.
What kind of track can you send me that I could put into either, like, I don't know, like
well, just use that waveform, and then just use Audacity or GarageBand. Exactly. Something free. If you're not going to invest in anything, just use Audacity or GarageBand and just open that waveform. I wish I could show you my workflow to what I do with the podcast, because if I showed you how I edit the podcast, it would show you how to use Ableton and Audacity in like a heartbeat. We will work on that. But what I'm saying is just get Audacity, open the waveform. On top of that waveform, you can add in vocals, and it's just a layer below it. So you're just going to add a track, and you're just going to sing to it, and then it'll just you'll hear the actual music, and then your vocals will be on another track, and you can add another track and like I said, overdub your vocals, so you can have that that real full fucking studio sound.
So just record it twice. Boom boom. Just copy it.
You sing it. So, like, if I'm singing, like, I want to save the world, you sing it, and they're like, okay, I got it. And then they're like, all right, sing it again. And then you go, I want to save the world. And you try to sing it exactly, like, as close to what you did before as you possibly could. And then they'll play both on the separate tracks and in the same time. And it'll sound, that's how they get that sound. That makes it sound like you're fucking, full. Otherwise, if it's a flat vocal, it's one or kind of two-dimensional. But if you get that overdub and you have two vocal tracks of the exact same lyrics of the singer singing the exact same thing two times, that's what every fucking band does.
Yeah, so why don't they just record it once and copy and paste it?
It's not the same.
Not the same, because you need it to be almost off a little bit.
A little bit off. Yeah, you have to have it just it has to have the human touch. Like nowadays, there's probably some kind of audio effects or some sort of plug-in that you can use to recreate that. But there's honestly, in my mind, there's no way that you can really, really, really recreate that unless you just sing it twice. You have unlimited fucking takes. Just sing it. You know?
I'm in.
Yeah. Yeah, just sing it and sing it again, and then just save both those in Audacity, and then you can move them around. You can like let's say you're listening, and then you're like, oh, I'll start singing, but you're like, oh shit, I should have started singing like on the first bar, not the second bar. You could just slide your fucking vocals over. You don't have to re-sing it. Just slide your fucking vocals over.
I'm importing this thing right now.
Yeah, and just fuck with Audacity. That's all you need to do, man. And then and then go on YouTube if you need some help. If you need any other help, let me know and I'll just teach you real quick what's up. But I'm telling you, man, it's a beautiful thing. Did you know that's how Pearl Jam started?
How?
Oh, here. Yeah, go ahead. Here, play that. What the fuck? I got it. Hang on. Keep playing. Can you hear me still? Yeah.
Dude, I want this as my podcast intro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the type of shit that I like, though. You know what? If you want to use my shit for video games, you want to use my shit for movies, you want to use my shit for intros, that's cool, too. You know, like, that's fine. It's just a matter of, using the software and getting used to the software and shit, making some dope-ass shit. And if you could just put together a 30-second fucking clip, dude, I mean, awesome. There's so many people that can't even do that.
No, I like it a lot.
And that's just me doing exactly what I just showed you, where I just put a bunch of shit together and I just start launching shit. It took me a while to break it all down and to put it into different scenes. That's what they're called, scenes. And then I just launch it with that little controller and shit, man. Whoa. What's that? Oh, that's me, yeah. Yeah, and just, I mean, honestly, just
oh, dude, I can't wait. I got some stuff. I'm going to mess with this right now.
Yeah. Hang on.
You can freestyle?
Innocent.
A little.
Yeah. And see, I just play bars so you can hear it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You just make sounds to it, then you come up with the lyrics.
Yeah, man, I can't wait. I like the little.
Yeah, dude, there's so much shit going on. That's like my thing. It's like I want to make music and I want to make sounds that no one else has heard. Maybe it is a little more difficult to work with. Maybe it is a little bit more ambient or new age or something like that. But you know what? That's okay because I'm not trying to do EDM dance. I'm not trying to make.
I love it, man. It's got such a chill vibe.
Making music.
Yeah.
It just sounds cool. That's what's hitting me at the time or at the moment. Hang on, let me see what I got.
So here is the deal. We were going to try to do this weekly or something to that effect. And I would say this. I will bring this song back next week with maybe some stuff added to it. And if for some reason I can't get something I like, then maybe I'll bring something new.
Exactly. That's all that it takes. It's just something to work with or an idea.
Yeah, we'll just keep bouncing stuff back and forth on this call, and we'll talk about this music, dude. I like this. Because we'll see the evolution of some of these things go 3 or 4 episodes deep, and that would be cool. You know?
Yeah, exactly. We're going to get a ton of different stuff done. We're going to see, you know, like you said, where it goes. Hang on, I got
Where'd who go?
And I got something else here. Let me see.
Dog's back. Yep. He's like, nobody's out there. We're safe.
Explore.
Dude, this is an interesting little game. I want this for the opening of a show or something.
Here, let me play this one real quick.
Dude, the no boost funnel is being built right now.
Listen to this.
Here's the water.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
That's just something I'm messing around. Nothing crazy. You heard it though.
I was standing right there drinking water. Dude, I heard the whole thing. I can't wait to play. You know what? To this day, I've always asked, how do you make bass? Like, some of my favorite songs, like "So Many Tears" by Tupac, or something like some of my favorite bass lines. Like, I mean, doom, doom, doom. Like, how do you make that sound? It's these boards, I suppose, but it's like
So whoa! What did I just do? Hang on, I just pressed the wrong button.
Is there a dojo behind that curtain? It looks like that's where the dojo is.
Dojo. Hang on. What the hell, dude? You just disappeared, bro. Oh, here we go. Okay, so what I learned is that in order to make those sounds, in order to do that stuff, what you need to get something called a drum rack. And what they do is they have every single type of drum ever made recorded perfectly. So a kick, a snare, a cymbal, a crash, a hi-hat, open and close, everything.
Yeah.
Every single possible drum kit ever made is in Ableton. What you do is you create a drum rack. You drop whatever the drum rack is you want in there. So, for example, like you said, if you want that kick-ass like Tupac kick, you just cycle through all the kicks till you hear the Tupac kick.
That's how it is?
Then you drop it in. And then what I do is you see these pads up here that are lit up?
Yeah.
If I press this button right here, this turns off the pads and it turns it into a drum pad. So if I can you hear that?
Yeah. Yeah. What does it do when you turn that light on?
It launches clips. So now,
where'd you get these clips?
I preset everything and I pre-recorded everything and laid it all out. So the minute I hit that button, you can hear my latest dope jam.
So you just you just do one track at a time. You just keep adding.
Yeah, it's almost progressive and
progressive. I never knew what that meant. I never knew what like progressive house meant until just.
Well, so think about it. So here's what progressive means. Ready? So if I start with this, so now I just have a guitar track, right? Okay. So guitar playing. Now I'm going to progressively add everything in until it becomes a full arrangement. On time. There's the congos. Okay. Now I'm going to add another. If I press this button whenever, it's still going to quantize and launch it in beat. See that?
Of course.
Just launch beat. No matter when I press it.
That's why he gets paid the big bucks.
Ready?
Keep it in the pocket.
Okay, so I'm like, oh man, I got this floater out here. This is just spice. I could hit this now if I want, or I could just cycle down and go to the breakdown session. So if I go to this whole thing and I launch the entire clip, it'll break it down because I already preset this. Ready? Ready? Breakdown. That's breaking it
down. Dude, check these out. We got them stacked in here. Boom.
Yeah, you got them. All right, here, watch this. Watch this. Ready? Okay, if I want this. Now I'm just going to kill everything.
Ooh, whoa. Creeping.
Wait, that's not what I thought it was going to be.
That's lightsaber music in there.
Yeah. I thought I had that track isolated. Maybe I didn't. Wait, that's the same shit.
Oh, I need one of these tomorrow.
Listen to that. How dope is that shit?
You plug that straight into your computer?
Yeah, bro.
What goes in? Yeah, just the boom into the...
I have a little fucking... This is like a USB hub.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I have.
I need one of them.
Watch. Yeah. You can just break down fucking beats. Ready? See? I can play this in any order I want. So, like, if that wasn't badass, I could just fucking redo it.
True.
Watch, I could kill this. See?
That's nice.
But I picked all this shit out.
Yeah, like you knew what that one's going to be because you made it the fucking glowy star disappearing one.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, it's that fucking dope, dude. It's just a matter of playing around with the sounds and getting some stuff that you love. And then, like, all these controls and shit will let you cycle through all your clips. Like, I only have 2 rows of clips right here.
So this is plugged in the computer. Then you're looking at a program, and then you're putting the clips on each little button. You're probably just dragging right to that button or something.
Well, you don't even have to do that.
Clips, right?
Yeah, all you have to really do is just make sure that in this that in the session view, there's like a view where you can like play live like this. It's built for both live and it's built for recording shit. What? Oh, this is the song I have loaded. Hang on, I can load another song and just keep fucking. Yeah, it's just dope. I mean, like, there's so much fun shit here. What else did I do this evening? Let me see if I can find what else I did this evening. Oh, trying again. Let's just open this. Whoops. Okay. Let's see what this is. Ready? Can you hear that?
I'm trying to find this thing you just sent me here. Go ahead. I can hear something twinkling.
Let's say I'm playing the keyboard now. So you have little notes on here. So this is C, and I know that this is a C-A-B progression.
Yeah. Just chords it.
Is that you?
Oh yeah, I thought that was you. I was like, dude, nice.
Yeah, so you can see all my little.
Hell yeah, dude, this thing's sweet. I'm telling you.
But I added effects so that this would sound as badass as it is. I'm not done with this song. I just started it before you called. Now it's just tweaking it. Watch. So like I can hit this middle C, and I could turn these knobs.
I can't even hear it though.
No?
No.
Oh.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
It sounds like Stranger Things, dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it sounds like Stranger Things, but I have just some simple ass setups. And it's just a matter of just going through the software and just learning, what I can, just to make some dope ass shit on this little ass keyboard. It's like a little.
I'm telling you, I'm pumped to do one of these here.
You'll love it, man. Like I said, we got to get together. We got to do some shit. I got to come out your way, and I'll bring the studio. We'll sit down. We'll have some fun. We'll go find somewhere in the middle of nowhere, and we'll go make some music, bro.
I'm trying to pump it in right now, dude. I'm gonna try to mess with it tonight. Now you got me jonesing, but I need one of these popular wacky crush keyboards you got. For sure.
Yeah, they're super cheap. I actually talked about it a little bit on my last podcast and shit.
Hey, I can't wait. I mean, I love that I won the fucking book. That's classic.
Hang on fast.
That's classic. I'm dying to import this thing into this Audacity. Tell you that right now.
Yeah, man. I'm actually looking to try to get some more used equipment for cheap. And this guy he just messaged me, so I was just trying to message him back really quick.
Dude, I got
just used equipment. You know what's crazy, dude, is so like back in the day when I saw Radiohead in concert, right? Mm-hmm. So I was in Scotland, and I'm hanging out, and I saw in one of the music stores there that Radiohead had a new album coming out called OK Computer.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is dope. I'm like, but I don't know what fucking month is 22. And the guy's like, what? And I go, the month. I'm like, what month is 22? Because they put the day first in Europe.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, no, mate. He's like, that's the day. He's like, it's the 22nd of July. And I'm like, oh shit, I'll be back tomorrow.
He's like, oh,
tomorrow. Yeah. And I'm just like, sweet. So I'm like, okay. So I came back and I got this Radiohead album in Scotland, and awesome. I found out it didn't come out for like 6 more weeks in the United States. And I was like,
dude,
oh, this is bad at the bone, So I listened to this Radiohead album. It's fucking groundbreaking. Like I had never heard shit like that in my life. And I was like, oh my God, this is my favorite band of all time. Nobody else does this. These guys are the next Pink Floyd, like everything. Yeah. And still to this day, I was just listening to Radiohead. And
good band.
And I went to go see him live. And I remember seeing him live. And the first time I saw him live was back in the day on the Bends. Remember on the Bends, like, baby's got the Bends. Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Remember the green plastic watering can.
I don't know that deep.
Fake Chinese plastic. You don't remember fake plastic trees?
No, bro.
Oh, are you serious? You would totally remember if you heard it.
I can't remember.
You totally remember it if you heard it.
Maybe I'd have to hear it.
So anyway, I went and saw them during the Bends. And they were a straight band, like bassist, guitarist, drummer, singer, everything, regular band. But then when I saw them on the OK Computer tour, their lead guitarist, who's a strange-looking dude to begin with, he always looked like an alien to me. He stops playing the guitar. He puts his guitar down, and he starts plugging in cables to this like patch panel. And I had no fucking idea what he's doing, but he's making the craziest noises I've ever heard in my life come out of this fucking box as he's manipulating these dials and these chords. And I'm just like, what is this guy doing?
How was that?
I'd never even seen this. And I was like 8 rows deep. I was really close to what he was doing. Yeah. So for like literally 15 years, I was like confused on how this guy was creating music.
Yeah.
And then recently when I started getting back into, using digital audio workstations and computers to make music and stuff like that, watching the YouTube videos and, going down the rabbit holes, the whole thing that we always talk about, I realized and I found out what that guy was doing. So what he was doing is something called modular synthesization. So like they have modular synthesizers that you can use without keys, like mine's got keys, but without keys, and it's just plugs and dials. And what you're basically doing is running bypasses and connections to different types of modules on this system that will do different things like delay, reverb.
And it's just, so you're like, it's like life size. It's not just handheld.
No, nowadays it's small. Nowadays they have them small though.
Sure.
But back in the day, yes, the console was fucking massive, and it cost like $1 million for this fucking console. That's the type of shit you see in the studios. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
Right. But now you can get one this big, and it costs $300, and it does way more than that entire console.
Sure.
And this dude from Radiohead had these things in racks, and he was manipulating all them and making sounds live, like with an oscillator, like literally taking a waveform, just a wave of sound, just straight like, just a wave, and turning it into fucking, and then layering that 5 times over with different shit that turned it into fucking, let down. And it blew my fucking mind back then. But for 15 years, I had no idea what this dude was doing. Yeah. I had no idea that was even possible. And just because I went down this rabbit hole a little bit, and I saw what was going on, and I saw I was like, holy shit, this dude was using modular fucking synthesizers, and he was just fucking patching everything. Damn. And it's engineering. It's not creative, it's not a creative thing. It's not like, I have the music.
Controlling it more than
It's literally engineering. It's math and science and fucking waveforms and modulation and oscillation and and all these all these things, and you don't realize any of that until you embark on a journey like that. That's what I've always preached is you don't know what you're going to find out unless you start going down that.
Hell no.
And what I found out was there, like you do with every rabbit hole, that this motherfucker is so deep and there is so much shit in here, it's out of control. Like, once you get through that level.
And then you're like, I just stop now because I got some other things to do. Maybe I'll come back.
You can have that attitude, but to me it was almost like, why not stay a while? Like you said, why not give it 6 months? Why not give it a little bit of time to see what ends up happening, to see what I can do here? Maybe there's something that I missed. Maybe this rock should be turned over.
See, that's how I feel truthfully about golf. Like, I love it.
That's another one.
I love it. Absolutely.
I'm into it again.
Like it used to consume me, and it could, and I would like that.
Well, let me ask you this. Stop right now. Why?
I just love it. I love hitting it.
Why do you love hitting it? I'm going to keep breaking this down.
Because I keep seeing myself get better and better and having more control, and then being able to, when I'm playing well, man, I'm really good. And it's like, I know that how good I could be, and I want to try to see if I can get to I want to see how good I can get. I love hitting it. I love chipping it. I love practicing it. I love putting it. It's the moving of the body. It's trying to control that too, and not speeding up throughout a round, like really trying to play it right.
So what I'm hearing,
love it,
is a control thing. So let's go down that road a little bit more.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why you like the control factor of golf? Is there something else in life that you wish you could control a little bit better?
Well, probably.
That you're kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're using golf as your outlet.
The thing is it's tied to an athleticism in me that I feel like I haven't used to its potential. And I see what you're saying. Sure. And I feel like I have a good movement, and I have control of my hands and my feet pretty well. And I just keep seeing myself improving, like crazy improvement. And my understanding of hitting the golf ball and everything, it's just like, I don't know, man. It's just
the puzzle. You're figuring out a puzzle.
It's something I've always, it's really easy for me.
Yeah, that's true. Because you're coordinated, though. You're coordinated like a motherfucker.
No, I mean, it's easy for me, like,
the puzzle?
No, like, it's easy for me to show up every single day because it's not even
Yeah. Okay. That is one of the things. Like, if, like everybody always says, like, do what you love.
Yeah.
Or, that's fine. Do what you love. And most people are like, oh, I don't even know what I love. Well, one of the things, at least in my mind, is if you had this as a job, would you show up every day, dreading it, or would you show up every day like, relishing in the fact that this is your job?
Yeah.
If it's the thing, you're gonna show up every day and you're gonna be like, I'm fucking blessed to do what I do for a living.
Yeah.
If it's not the thing, you're gonna be like, eh.
I mean, you're right, and I've lost sight of it. So when we moved here, it was golf nonstop. Every day at lunch. I was working from home at the time. Then I would go after. Payne was just a tiny baby. We lived here for like 6 months before Payne was born. And like when he was tiny baby, I mean, I was golfing every day and I was getting better and better and better and better. I was like, fuck. Then I'm like, shoot under par. I'm like, this is great, right? Then he got a little bit older and I want to be home more, fair enough. But then I got sick and then I got this thing and I was out. I've been out. I haven't like really get back. But you talked about consistency. I was every day, sometimes twice a day. Like it was just nothing. It was like I was just going because I wanted to go. So the consistency in anything I've tried since I left that pales a comparison to my daily. And it's like I just realized now on this phone call with you about an hour ago that that's what's missing right now. That's what's missing, that I'm not getting time to even play and do it. And I'm starting to play recently and it feels great. Speaking of which, I have a championship match. Tap into that
for sure.
What'd you say?
Definitely tap into that for sure. I mean,
yeah.
If you keep coming back to something too, that's another huge key. That's the thing.
I think it's like your photography. It's just easy for you because it just is. You just love it. It just is. Like you don't even think about it.
You feel it. It's a vibe. It's an energy. Yeah. That's the same thing happens to me with music too, is like I don't try to force it. That's the thing with photography too, is everybody's always like, I have a digital camera. I took 2,000 shots when I went to the Air and Water show in Chicago or something, let's say, just as an example.
Yeah.
And I'll say I took 30 and they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, I took 30. And they're like, why would you only take 30 pictures? Are you just not into photography or something? And I'm like, no, because I understand when not to press the shutter.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing, is like, I am not doing it so that I have the maximum amount of pictures to pick from so that I can make prints and sell them, or I have the maximum amount of pictures that I can, potentially use for Instagram to get 1,000 likes or anything like that. To me, it's just like, it wasn't good enough to press the button. I mean, and if it's not good enough to press the button, then why press the button?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with like music, is like, as I'm cycling through sounds, or I'm playing sounds on the keyboard, or I'm hitting pads, or, turning dials and I'm hearing effects or whatever, there's some cool shit that comes out, but not everything is good enough to lock in to a scene to where I could use that later, in a actual progression of a song. So it's almost like trying to pick a basketball team and you're a coach. Every single time you do something, you have to kind of like make the cut. You have to pick what the best thing is, because you're going to have a bunch of great ideas, but not all of them can make the cut, and you have to cut it down to the best of the best, and then work with those. And then you're going to see, like maybe some of these even have to be trimmed.
It's the one, like you just said earlier, now it's the one you keep coming back to. It's that one that got to get the toe tapping, man. You just dig it. It's like, it's the one you like, you don't hear the music, but you feel the little rhythm all day long. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's awesome, dude. Fucking A.
Yeah. Another thing that I like to do too is one of the things that I use as a thermometer is if I'm making a song, for example, and I'm working on it. It's late, and I keep going through some of the same progressions, like, verse, chorus, verse, or verse, breakdown, drop, chorus, drop, verse, whatever my breakdown is. And I keep going through it because I'm trying to refine how I'm going to structure this thing. But you hear the same thing over and over and over and over and over, because it's looping. And in order for you to really seamlessly, fit this song together, you have to hear it a billion times. That's why, most artists, when they hear their song on like a radio or something, they like fucking because they're like, like, this is the last thing I want to hear right now.
Yeah, they know what the word, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like a nightmare to them because they can't get it out of their fucking head.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things that I use is like my thermometer is if I'm working on a song, or I usually write about 3 songs a night. And if one of those, if I wake up and one of those songs is in my head, that's a winner.
Okay.
If none of them are in my head, then I, we'll go back to the drawing board that night. But if I have a song in my head when I wake up that morning and I'm singing it while I'm brushing my teeth, or I'm got the beat in my head, or just some part of it in my head while I'm making coffee or whatever, that's something I definitely take note of and go back to it.
That's like if I'm listening to myself, like I'll do a lot of song recordings and I just listen to them. I actually like that app for that. But if I want to hear it again, then it's like, it's fine. But if I don't even want to get through it or hear it, it's like, then I'm done. But if I want to hear it again, then that's how I know that I'm on to something there.
Yeah.
That am I singing a different way? Was I trying to be relaxed? I try to pay attention to like how that.
What did it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's cool, man.
Yeah. I definitely try to pay attention to what did it, but usually what I come back to all the time is what did it is that it was good. Like, I mean, it was a good chorus. It was a good verse. I mean, it sounds super simple. It sounds super dumb. It sounds super like too easy. But if you want to have a better time in the music writing process, then just write better music. I don't know how to explain it better than that.
Yeah.
And if that takes more time to learn music theory or to, to just press buttons until it sounds right, then do that.
Do what you think sounds cool and see, what you want to do. Yeah. I mean, if you can get somebody to dance, that would be cool. I think like that's like when the ultimate, when you hear, Quincy Jones and his people put out the bass line from Billie Jean, and immediately everybody in the fucking joint would be like,
yeah.
It's into fucking, that's the thing.
Yes.
I love it. You want to make people move. It's all in the beat. It doesn't care. I don't care what it is. It's all in the beat.
Yeah.
But that's why I like poppy. I like poppy, like written songs. I mean, when you hear like the oldies and those little numbers that were like 2.5 minutes and like, I guess because I grew up kind of on the oldies from my mom, but I appreciate like those little country hits, but not like, the new stuff, I guess, but country music is
there's a formula to that shit. There's like actual like mental manipulation to like music like that. Like there's a game being played. Like if you play certain keys, or if you play certain progressions, or if you play certain chords, or if you do certain things, you can evoke emotion from people subconsciously. Like they don't even know. They could be the happiest fucking dude walking into the place. You could have them in tears just because you're playing D major or D minor.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. So like there's,
dude, if you crank it to 120 beats, you're like, and play
bass levels and frequency and shit. You could get somebody to throw up. Wasn't there like a musician that did something when they were like, I'm just gonna fucking play the sub bass and it's gonna make everyone fucking vomit and they're not gonna know why or something. Fuck. There was something like that happened way back in the day.
Check this out. Really? It really was a thing. It was like when they were doing the mind control stuff.
No, this was like symphony style. Like Beethoven. Old school.
Dude, so here's my open mic maps site with my buddy. And this we've got it loaded with over like 2,000 places around the country for open mics. And so you want to find local music like open mics in your area. And so this is the stuff near us. And
wow, dude.
You could find out like what night of the week they have it. So
and how is that fed?
Huh?
How do you get that info to feed into the website?
Well, we got the data and then we just imported it.
Okay, yeah, so it's manual.
Well, yeah, with a little help from our friends.
Yeah, there you go.
So like some of these are good. And so what we're trying to do then is we want to get some of these bars to like come claim their page. And then we want to run some traffic to their open mics and say, look, you know, if you have a page like essentially for X amount of dollars a month, this is my theory, that we'll drive traffic like to your open mics. But really that's not the point. The point is we want to
it's dope.
We want the artists to be, it's always free for the artist. And so we want to actually try to pay more money to the hosts of the open mic because they don't make that much money. So we want it to where they're able to maybe make the part-time living off, you know, even full-time living, I suppose, doing music. Sure. If they were hosting, you know, maybe for a month and then they could, you know, start other little, they could kind of be an ambassador and start other sites up. Ultimately though, we'd also like to have where it's kind of peer-to-peer where people can take, you know, find people for lessons and stuff. I don't know. There's a lot that we are kind of excited about, but
yeah, dude, that's got tons of potential. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I should show this shit to Dave. Send me that link. Or do you have it live?
Yeah, it's live. It's openmicmaps.com.
Okay.
And like here's some stuff. Kingston Mines, I don't know. Did they have open mic? Maybe. So I would love to talk to you guys about it.
Here we go, baby.
And let's see. Right now we're working on some stuff in the UK, some data from the UK, because they have a ton.
You know what I heard is, well, you know how you, like I said, when you eat, shit, sleep, and breathe something, you find out what's up. You know, the hotspot right now for electronic music is Berlin.
Oh, really? I'm sure, dude. That's where I got engaged.
What?
In Berlin, yeah.
I didn't know that. That's badass.
Dude, my wife was there for like a study abroad in her master's program. And so this map is off. It's supposed to be North Carolina. And so she's like, yeah, I got to go over there for like 2 weeks. And it was during the World Cup. And all of a sudden, I kind of didn't put two and two together. And all of a sudden, I was like, dude, I should just go there and ask her to marry me and just show up, you know, tell her I'm coming. And then I was like, hey, you know, I'm coming out to Berlin. She's like, all right. And then I was supposed to wait like a week. I had the ring and everything. I was supposed to wait like a week, but I couldn't wait. And like the first night, like we went out to this like Italian dinner in like Berlin, like Kurfürstendamm area and shit. And yeah, it was awesome. And then like it was the World Cup that time. So we were watching World Cup games and shit. It was cool. It was really
cool. That is super dope.
Yeah. I don't know how that happened. It was very, very just like a lucky thing.
I want to go to like Oktoberfest or some shit.
Yeah, I always wanted to do that. So, dude, so right now we got a guy trying to work on going to all these listings and that we had and trying to see if they can pull all the pictures from them. Yeah. So like here, like one tonight, my buddy called and he's like, hey, dude, he goes, I just put these pictures in Slack. He's like, go put those if you can, if you're anywhere, put them in the Tempe thing because there's a Tempe open mic tonight. And then we'll get people we'll do a post and we'll try to get people to write a review about it. And I was like, all right. And so we went to call him freaking. Anyway, I bounced the pictures in real quick and yeah, here it is. Oh, it should be up there. It's not up there. Anyway, oh yeah, I put those up.
There you go.
So if we can start building these things out and actually providing value to people, because I mean, when I was traveling, I would try to look for open mics and the sites were always shit. Nobody was like, because there were some artists that just didn't want to, they didn't want to maintain it.
Right. That was the first thing that popped into my head when you were talking about it was that would be the biggest hurdle is who maintains it, who drives it. and keeps it up to date.
So typically, and what we want, well, the artists we would hope, but like, so you can come here, you can get a free profile, business can have a free profile.
I like that.
And
so
then
try to get it social to where like people are willingly putting in ideas, events, reviews, all that shit.
What do you think about this? So
I love it.
We got the listings in. We're going to get them beautiful first. So it's probably going to be another couple months. But then I want to run these campaigns to drive up, these guys, these artists.
Well, let me get Dave involved, because I'm telling you, dude, Dave has got a ton of fucking open mic experience.
Okay.
And contacts, man. I mean, just to drive the Chicagoland area here, which is huge, as you know, or at least to get a foot in the door, it can't hurt.
So here's my thought. The thought would be our thought was kind of something like this. Tell me what you think. So let's say you're hosting an open mic, and we come to you and say, "Hey, dude, here's an open mic maps. You got a good, follow. Here's like a banner, and then we'll pay you an extra $100 or $50 or $100 a month, just to put our banner up every time, and you have to do like 2 live videos every time you host one of these things."
I like it. And you can even create hashtag open mic maps. You could create a social media buzz with that shit. You can even do stuff like if you have guys that are doing open mic stuff through your website. Even you should even offer them like banner type of stuff, or like even logo type of downloads or something where they can put your logo or your thing in front of the audience so everybody else can see that too. That's kind of what Dave was talking about with me when he was talking about open mics. Was he has a guy that kind of does all of his artwork and his posters and like I said, like the banners that you would put on the front of the show or the table that you're DJing off of or whatever, and that's kind of how he got his open mic popular and got people to show up and people to play and people involved and shit like that. But he had nothing like this. If you added this type of power to it and then have somebody drive it and have somebody like preach it and pitch it, shit, hang on.
That's what I'm saying. So look, you go to the artist and be like, dude, we'll give you an extra $100 a month, but you got to do whatever. But then we're going to go to the band after like 2 weeks though. Like we're going to have guys doing live video. And we're going to like say to the bar owner, like, look, typically in this situation, you throw like a little drink deal on this thing. We can we can make your Tuesday nights, an extra $5,000 a month or something. So then you show them that, and then you get them on, then you just say, look, like we'll keep doing this, but that's X amount of money. But we truly want to give like 90% of that stuff to the artist, because if we can pay the artists, if they can make money doing open mics and playing their own music, then they create more. And they can it can be like their Uber. They don't have to go drive an Uber. They can play guitar.
I like that. I like the Uber factor. I like that tie-in.
And so it would be cool. Like don't pay them fucking with a shitty plate of pasta and 1 beer. Like, we're going to make the fucking bar owners pay for it. We'll drive traffic to them. They'll make money, but also like take care of it,
Yeah, you have to.
Because nobody's going to make it.
Content providers, just like everybody else is nowadays.
Yeah, nobody's going to make it to the top, but if they can fucking ease their pain and actually play their craft and have
make it worth it for them.
Makes it worth it. So whatever we can do. So that's the serious goal of this. And to be honest with you, it will be worth $1 million if we just get traffic. We don't need to sell anything. If we can say we got 1 million traffic,
you never have to really sell anything. You just have to get people to believe in what you're doing and to be all in. Like my favorite example of all time to everybody right now is Fortnite. Okay. Yeah. Fortnite is a video game that everybody's in love with, that everybody plays, that everybody's fucking addicted to. It's the be all end all, right? And Fortnite is free. There is no cost to paying Fortnite. It's 100% free. You don't have to pay a dime ever to play Fortnite. Here's the craziest part. Fortnite is the top grossing video game of all time. So explain to me how a game that is 100% free is the top grossing video game of all time.
I honestly don't know.
Exactly. How the fuck, how fucking genius is that?
You're selling your data.
What?
They're selling your data.
No, they're not.
Well, then what the hell? Where is it money coming?
You don't need any data to join this game. You can play 100% anonymous. You don't have to have an account.
Well, then I don't know.
Sign up, nothing.
You have an IP address. You have an IP address.
Not even. It's through the PlayStation. The PlayStation controls everything, and it's a subnet mask. No IP address. They're not selling any of that shit. They're not selling anything.
Okay, good. These are good questions to clarify. So then, in your brain, where can it come from?
Well, that's my point. Is how do these dudes pull off a magic trick where they're not selling your data like a social media company? They're not selling a product like a video game that you would buy a physical disc or you would download something like that. They're not doing anything that requires you to do anything like, here's a free 30-day trial and then you have to purchase it. How do you fucking make $50 billion on that? How do you do it?
Whoever is hosting it is paying you?
You don't have to pay a dime for the game. And
they have paid. So let's say CBS. CBS is saying, look, we want you to host it through CBS. We'll pay you $50 million.
No, they have their own servers. They have their own hosting. Everything's internal through Fortnite's.
Well, I mean, they're playing it through the fucking PlayStation.
Right. So PlayStation's just a medium. The servers host all of the games. They paid for all of that computing power. They paid for all of those servers.
Where's it coming from? Where does it go?
How do you make $50 freaking billion out of that?
Well,
you know how?
Oh.
Yeah. How does Fortnite make money? There you go. Search.
The game sells V-Bucks, which go for 9 per 1,000. It can be spent. That's what I thought. People buy shit like extra guns and shit, don't they? Don't you do that stuff?
But it's not required, and it doesn't make you any better, and it doesn't give you any competitive advantage. How fucking crazy is that?
That's because people will do it, I suppose. $2 million a day. This thing.
1.2 billion in revenue on a free game.
That's awesome.
2 million a day. It's free, dude. How do you make $2.4 billion in 2008 from a free game?
200 million players. You can't deny the amount of attention, right?
Yes. So they didn't give a shit about making money. They didn't give a shit about being the biggest game of all time. They didn't give a shit about any of the stuff that the corporate world, that everybody else is a fucking slave to. You know what Fortnite cared about? Was having fun.
Entertaining
and
people.
Making a game that was so fucking addicting, so fun, so wild, so unpredictable, so crazy, so unheard of, so fucking groundbreaking that everybody else was going to jump in. And you know what? The graphics suck. The audio sucks. The sound effects are nothing. It's not like Rockstar Grand Theft Auto 5. It doesn't have the graphics of fucking some, Resident Evil game or Final Fantasy bullshit. It doesn't have any of that, dude. Look at those graphics. They're cartoony. They're barely shaded. There's not much detail in that dude's skin. You can't see the hairs coming off his arm and shit like everybody else is fucking creepy nowadays. It's really basic. It's just like Minecraft. Minecraft took the same fucking blueprint, bro.
I gotta go.
And they're the biggest game. Okay, yeah, do your thing. We'll talk again. Let's wrap it up.
I do gotta go.
Wrap it up.
That was like the first. She's like, suck it up. That was like the first time I even seen Jenny says hi.
Yo, Jenny.
Yo, Jen. That's like the first time I've even seen Fortnite, bro.
Yeah, isn't that nuts, dude?
Where'd it go? I don't know.
But just little stuff like that, man. And it's not about anything else but.
Well, look, it looks like you're right. I mean, I trusted you, but it said that, you can't do anything with those things that make you any better. But what you do is you can customize your shit. So you can put on like
you look cooler, you look different.
Look at this.
Different. What
Somebody brought these to our house.
Is that a freaking Twinkie?
It is a Twinkie.
She's sticking a Twinkie in your ear?
So, yeah.
That's a perfect
there's these people that we know come over and they like to bring Twinkies for my son, and I just found this out, and I was like, please don't bring those for him.
Yeah, no, that's poison.
Yeah, remember that teacher in high school that had one in his desk? It was like in the underneath his desk, and every year he'd be like, "Look, the fucking Twinkie, they'll never die."
Well, yeah, they're nuclear. They have like a 60-year shelf life.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, dude. So Ableton or Audacity is free, and then Ableton is cost money. But I'm telling you, man, Audacity.
You need to come in here and sign up for your free Tony Jones.
I am. I have it saved on here. I didn't want to be rude and start, signing up for shit and doing.
Start dropping beats. I want to hear TJ beats.
What?
All right, kiddo, I'm out of here.
What's this? What do you got here? C, F, C, F, A minor, G, F. Those are all chords. What do you got here?
Letters from Home.
Yeah, so I could play that on the piano.
Letters from Home on the piano, no?
Yeah, C, F.
Get big and dry, go through calling for rain. Everything's the same old same in Johnsonville. Your stubborn old daddy ain't said too much, but I know your daddy sends it love. Oh, there she goes on in a letter from home.
Are you playing off first position?
I hold it up to show my buddies like we ain't scared. I put the same buddy and they all laugh like there's something funny with the way I talk. You know when mama sends her best young. That's John Michael Montgomery right there.
Is that all first position?
Oh, no, I just don't play that well.
Huh?
I just don't play that well.
No, I'm saying like were you just playing first position chords with on the like the first four frets?
Capo on the top.
Oh, you had a capo on?
Capo on one. Yep.
Nice. That's like a Oasis style.
I like the capo on one. I like my voice in that range.
There you go. That's exactly what it is. It's just that's why Soundgarden played drop D in every single song, because Chris Cornell could sing or scream way better to drop D than he could.
Well, I mean, I like singing there, but most people tell me it's better when I drop it just straight because my voice is down a notch, which I do like that, but
most dudes are like that have like the Eddie Vedder thing or like the, that type of voice style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun. Dude, I like this little music show we got cooking, dude. This is
Trust
awesome.
me, dude. This is just the beginning, man. Like I said,
I know.
We'll jam out. We'll have some more fun with these things. We'll get some more guitar work going. We'll bounce some more loops and sounds off each other. We'll have some fun with it. We'll get together. We'll do some stuff live. We'll do some stuff together. I'll show you some stuff on this little Ableton thing. If I have
let's do this.
Go ahead.
Let me bring some music. I'm going to add some lyrics to this thing. Let's do next Wednesday if we can. Same time, maybe 8, and not 8:30. And then let's do like a little Ableton lesson, and I'm sure you'll have some new jams we can hear.
Well, yeah, if you send me some audio too, I can throw it in and patch it into the system.
I'm going to.
I'll put it onto a clip and I'll have it launchable to where I can launch it, and then I can like cycle through some drum beats. I can cycle through some bass lines. I can cycle through some stuff that would be potential add-ons. Even if the song's complete, like there's a bass, there's drums, there's vocals and everything, you can even still add effects. You can still add, like little, just filler stuff, like, gradual, pickups or, like transitions between verses and chorus or, anything. You can add so little stuff that just makes it more full. I can compress things. I can, chop off and round off the drums instead of having them so full. I can
massage shit.
Yeah. But go do your thing, dude. We'll chat again really soon, obviously, and we'll have more fun.
Dude, I'm just going to send you another invite, and let's see if we can do it next week.
Keep it rolling.
Later, bud.
Cheers, brother. Thanks again, man.
Hell yeah, brother. See you, bud. Have a good night.
Cheers.